feel good to have our first victory, get our first victory on our belt. You know what I'm saying? Our guys come out, work every day. You know, they come out, so they deserve to win. You know, tough loss last week, so we was able to double back and get this win this week.
I feel like it's just a complete defensive game. On the defensive side, you know what I mean? We just stuck together, we stuck to the game plan, and we gelled together. That's all it is. Coaches called the calls, we executed, and that's all that we could do as a defense. We couldn't play any better.
When you woke up this morning, everything was gone by 10:30. You had me doing ding-dong, ringing like I fell from your head down to your toes. Like some boys trying to tell you there's something you should know. Last night you were flying, but today is so low. When a time like these makes you wonder if you'll ever know the meaning of things as they appear to the others. Wives, husbands, brothers, fathers, sisters, their brothers. Don't you wish you didn't function? Don't you wish you didn't think we on the next paycheck and the next little day for your dues? So make up your mind to go on. When you woke up this morning, everything you had was gone.
Hello, Capo fans. What's happening, everybody? Dude, we got an exciting show tonight. There he is. Look at him. The head coach, the guy who's undefeated at home. You realize that. You have a perfect undefeated record at home.
Hey, I'll take it.
And that was, I don't know how to say it, man. That was just exciting football the other night, man. I am so glad that I was there to be a part of it, to be a part of the first win. And man, your defense is something else, dude.
Yeah.
Like a brick wall. It's like the Iron Curtain, bro. You guys you should call yourself the Ivan Dragos.
I like to think of us as like the 2000 Baltimore Ravens defense.
Yeah. Yeah. So I apologize. I had a lot of editing issues last night.
No worries.
1 o'clock in the morning, I was just shot. I was like, this is it. So the Capos played much better than the intro was, but I figured the Sopranos theme song was as close as I could get to, like Capo Mafia sort of stuff. So
That's good. I like it.
Anyway, you like my my gear?
Oh, look at that.
I'm geared up, bro. Capo Boss or whatever the heck that says right there. So, man, break it down. How did it feel first?
Once the game started, the nerves were gone because being the first home game, we had a lot to set up and really make sure everything moved smoothly. And once that first kickoff happened, though, it was real. Defense played absolutely phenomenal. We lost. We won 13-6. The 6 points that were scored weren't on the defense. They were on special teams. We had a high snap and the punter couldn't handle it. They scooped and scored. So defense pitched the shutout. We finally got our offense moving the ball and scoring. Our running back, Juan O'Farrell, number 22, absolutely lit it up for us. And we're only going to get better. Our offensive line actually, they maintained their blocks. They worked their assignments. They made a complete turnaround from last week to this week. They worked their butts off at practice to do that. They communicated. They did everything they were supposed to do, and they're going to get better every single. And as they get better, our offense will start scoring a lot more points. Our quarterback is very young, and he showed a lot more confidence on Saturday, so that was a good thing for us as well.
The team
overall, I was proud of him.
That was a good team that you played, right?
Yeah, they're all right.
Okay, because you made them look not good at all. That's why I know that they won their first game.
They made the playoffs last year, so they're a good team.
So you're bringing on a guest. At what point do you want me to bring on the guest here, and who are we bringing on, and why are we talking to him?
So he's one of our wide receivers. He's a veteran on the team. His name's Travonn. He messaged me and said he was having problems, so I told him to keep trying because sometimes
he's here. He's in. All I got to do is bring him on.
Bring him on.
All right. Let's see. I even worked the cheerleaders into the end there.
I saw that.
Do that?
So Travonn's one of our veteran players. I've played with him for a few years when I played. We like to call him the pastor.
What's up, man?
How are you, Travonn?
Good, and you, sir?
Fantastic.
So Travon's a wide receiver, quarterback, just all around athlete. A great leader for our team. He guides a lot of these younger guys that need help. Always willing to step up for us at practice, games, wherever we need him, he's there. And not only with football, he's become one of my really good friends, like my brother. Always has my back. Always makes sure that I'm good. And I'm very, very blessed to have him on our team.
That's awesome. Now Travonn, I got to ask you a question because I'm still learning who's who
You
on
can
the
hear
team.
me? My connection is terrible.
We can see you.
And he's frozen.
He's frozen.
Travonn, do you want to build a snowman?
Hey, if he builds a snowman tonight, that's fine. As long as he doesn't build one on Saturday night, you'd be good to go. So what? I mean, what did you? I gotta turn this hat around. I'm sorry. Hang on. The bill there was hitting the back. All right, he dropped off, so maybe we can bring him back on when he pops back in. What was your game plan going in? Did you execute it? Did you have a game plan going in based on scouting that team?
So the game plan on the offensive side of the ball was just kind of be on the offensive side of the ball for as long as we can, milk the clock, put some points up, and give the defense a rest. Because week 1 they were on the field for 75% of the game. So I feel like we accomplished that. We put the points on the board that we needed to get out of there. End of the game, fourth quarter, the whole plan was to just keep running the ball and burn some clock time. We did a very good job of doing that as well. And a lot of the younger guys that, had a couple opportunities and some of them stepped up.
Now, at the end, when you guys were running the clock out, I mean, there were 30 seconds left and you guys were taking a knee, and I'm still learning who's who. There was a receiver on your side of the field, the wide receiver. And he's very funny because he says, look, I wouldn't take a knee. I'd run the ball and throw it. Was that you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I heard you. I got that on tape. Videotape. No. Man.
So Travon's number 0 on our team. He likes to wear Scooby-Doo football gloves and cleats. Stand out in the crowd.
Always.
So how did that feel to you taking that game? First of all, let me ask you this, Travonn. How did you feel after game 1? Getting blanked 29. I know that the game was much closer than the score. You guys put a lot of hard work into this, and then they come out. I know everybody's disappointed after week 1. How do you rebound in practice? What do you say to the guys because you're one of the leaders on the team? How do you get everybody ready to play? From a player's leadership role, how do you get the guys ready to roll into week 2?
With me, week 1, it wasn't a surprise. We played one of the toughest teams that probably one out of the 2 toughest teams that we'll see this season. I've been playing against those particular guys for years. So the fact that we held them to 8, 9 points going into the fourth quarter, I was really surprised at the young guys we have. We have a bunch of young guys on our team this year, and I even told them, bro, there's nothing really to hold your head down. We stuck with a top team. And for us to hold them down to 9 points, of course, it's football. Things happen. But even in practice right after that, it's we did better than what a lot of people expected. Because they was expected to put up 40, 50, 60 something points, and they barely even got a chance to move the ball. But it's the little mental mistakes from a lot of young guys that never really played on that stage before. So some of them took it a little for granted. But after that, the bounce back is it's over with. Week 1 is done. We got to focus on the next one. And when we get a chance to play them again, we know what to expect. We know to come a little harder than we did the first time.
So how hyped up were you guys going into week 2 at kickoff? I mean, were you guys ready to just rip the Lions' heads off? Were you guys confident? Were you saying a prayer on every play at the beginning? I mean, what was your mindset going in?
Going into week 2, practice started off a little dull. It really did. Practice was a little shaky. very much shaky. That last practice Thursday night, it was just like, hey, like the energy level, like the intensity level, it wasn't there. Just being honest, it was not there Thursday at practice. So it's like, when it came game time on Saturday, I was like, yo, hey, we got to pull this together, bro. Like we have to pull it together. Thursday and Tuesday practice was kind of dead. It was kind of dull. And I like to approach every game, no matter if we're undefeated. I like to approach every game as is the thing is 0-0. We're trying to get our first win. That's how I look at every game. I've been doing this for years. So every game, and I try to tell everybody the same thing. Like the mindset, when you go to the next game, it's 0-0. That's it. Don't look at it as, oh, we already done lost one, we already done won one. No, we're trying to get our first win. Every game I look for, hey, we're trying to get our first win. And when you keep that mentality and you build upon that comes, greater success later on in the future.
So some of my questions might end up being redundant, Coach, because I may ask you, but correct me if I'm wrong. But you guys went down 6-0 in week 2, correct?
No, we were up the whole. We did
No,
go
we
down
still,
6-0.
You guys
yeah.
were down 6-0.
Turnover.
Turnover. They scored on the turnover. So now psychologically, Travonn, all right, and that was in the first quarter, I believe. Maybe it was the second quarter. I think it was the first quarter.
I think it was the first quarter.
Yeah, you guys
First.
went down 6-0. What's going through your head at that point? Is it like get this offense on the field so we can get that back, or oh crap, here we go again?
No, with me, it's like, yo, put me on the field. Put me on the field. Let's make this work. We had even before they got the little turnover off the punt, off the scoop and score. Like offense was doing a good job. We started off better than what we did week 1. Our quarterback, like Coach Brent said, he's very young, so he showed a lot of confidence, a lot more. So I trusted him a lot more. So it's just like, okay, once they scored, it's like, okay, offense, defense been holding us down for almost 2 weeks now. Now it's time for us to have defense back. Like now it's time to get our defense off the field. Let's put offense on the board. Like let's score a touchdown. And it honestly felt good whether we passed the ball or ran the ball to get that first touchdown on the board as an offensive player. That felt great. And once we got that first one, it was like, yo, it's only up from here. Let's just every chance we get, let's put it in the end zone.
Hey, the QB did make, and I will learn everyone's name so that I look like I actually know what the heck I'm doing here. But your QB did make some really good plays. I mean, scrambling out of the pocket. There was that one that was in the highlight where he was scrambling off and threw it downfield. And I don't know, was that Travonn that ended up catching the ball?
I think that was Bam or AJ.
But I mean, that was an awesome throw.
No, there's no denying that kid, that Kalani, who number 11, our quarterback, he has a ton of arm strength. He's got, when he's confident, he's very accurate. The youth is what he's learning to battle right now, to build that confidence and to learn the decision making, which every week he's making progress. And the more he gets in the game and makes plays, he's going to gain even more confidence. He's going to learn what works, what doesn't work. And I think by the end of the season, he becomes more of a complete quarterback.
So how important, Coach, is it to have a guy like Travonn on the team? As far as experience wise, with all these, with the young team that you have, with guys coming together for the very first time. I mean, obviously he's a great player. Obviously he's a great friend of yours. Obviously he seems like a good influence on the sidelines. But how important is that to you? And the rest of the coaching staff having you have to have your players are going to have influence one way or another. They're going to be a bad influence on the other on their teammates, or a good influence. How important is this guy to the team?
He's very important. Because he's been playing at this level for as long as he has. He's faced a lot of these opponents, so he knows what to expect when it comes to the talent that they have, what they run. And he's got he tries to instill that work ethic on some of these guys, that you can't slack off at practice. Hold on. Can't really slack off at practice because you're preparing for a game, and we're so limited on practice time. It's 4 hours a week to play a 3-hour game. and we travel all over the place. I mean, this week we go to St. Petersburg. So, this week's practice is even more important because now you have to mentally be prepared for the ride to St. Petersburg, to get off the bus, to stretch, to warm up, to have that energy that you need to sustain throughout that game to come home with that victory. Because he's been at this level, he knows the routine with that stuff. He's he helps out. He steps up as a coach whenever if we're our offensive coordinator coaches high school, so with flag football. So if he's not there, Travonn's the one that pretty much steps up and says, "Hey, we got to run these plays." And, coaches the players up if they're running the wrong routes, the quarterbacks where they need to throw, what they can work on, and it helps practice go a lot more smooth. So having the vet presence, absolutely important for any team.
And how are the young players? Travonn, are you having to step in at times where coach doesn't see what's going on and say, "Hey, let's get it together. Hey, raise your head. Hey, get your attitude straight. Hey, we can do this"? Or are you guys as a unit always 100% going focused?
We're human. Let me start off by saying that we're human. We're guys, so we do have our egos at times. But other than that, like I'm the one that comes straight out like, yo, come on, like get it together. Like, Brenda tell you, even when it comes down to our quarterbacks, Brenda tell you, I hate playing quarterback, but I can play quarterback. So what I would do, I would challenge them by in practice. I would try to outdo them in practice just to make them be better, just to make them work harder. Even when it come down to some of the young receivers, I'll try to outdo them just to make them work harder. But I keep telling everybody like, yo, in order to get to a place that you never been, you got to do what you never did. So you have to put in as much work and much work ethics as much as it takes. Even the best player don't only practice when it's practice time. They do stuff on their own time. So I try to keep them, lasered in. I try to keep them focused, especially when they come down to learning new plays. Like I want to get it to the point that a lot of people is like me. You can see something one or two times and you learn it, like the back of your hand. So that's the motive that I try to keep all the young players on. Like learn as much as you can so you can be the best you can be.
I love what you just said. I don't know if you know this, but Muhammad Ali had a line similar to that. Gosh, I don't know, 50 years ago, probably before any of us were born, where he said, championships aren't won in the ring. They're won at 3:00 in the morning when I got to go out and run 10 miles and then go spar for 50 rounds and blah, 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 blah. What's your background, Travonn? What do you do when you're not playing football? What are your interests? What are you working toward?
I am an assistant pastor, so if my schedule is not football based, then it has something to do with the church base. And if I'm not doing nothing with the church, then I'm a father. So I try to put as much time I can in with my kids. I try to get them all my extra free time. And that's pretty much it. I'm a huge family man, so I love the family outings. So if I don't have to be in front of Coach Brent face or I don't have to be in front of the church face, I'm with my kids and with my kids, with my girl, we're just anywhere and everywhere. Like Brenda tell you, I'm one of the players that never sit still. You cannot pay me enough to sit still. You can call me 1 minute, I'll be here. The next minute, I'll be somewhere else. So that's pretty much me. Like I'm surprised I'm even sitting in one spot now. But if it's not football or church related, I'm spending as much time I can with my kids.
Why are you playing? Why are you playing football? Why are you part of the Capos team? What's your why?
Why football overall? I started when I was the age of 4. I'm 31 now, so what, 27, 28 years straight of playing. I really supposed to have been done. I called myself trying to retire, but it came with I gave Brent a promise like if you start an 11-man team, I'm gonna play for you. Like he's everybody call him Brent, Coach Brent, dad. He's my favorite white guy, and he's been my favorite white guy for since I first met him. I don't know how many years ago, and I told him like, yo, you start a team, you put something together, I'm gonna play for you. And when he first did it with the first Capos, when we did a little arena 8-man team, I was like, yo, I'm gonna play. And then he's like, I like this, I love this. Like, I'm thinking about doing an 11-man team. And I'm just like, yeah, but I'm planning on retiring. So, like, I'm done playing. But once he was, showed me that he was real serious about the 11-man thing, I made him a promise, like, yo, if you started, I promise you I'll play. So, and one thing about me when it comes down to football, it's my scapegoat. That's my stress reliever. I've been doing it for so many years. So even if I'm not playing, like I told him, like, yo, if I don't end up playing, if I officially retire, I'll be there to help you coach. And I like it. I love it. I like to get a lot of young people. They say, the only way out the hood per se is, something pertaining to sports. But I try to teach them and let the younger people know, like, yo, like, this is a way to get the younger generation off the streets. This is the way to change the younger generation mind. Like, a lot of people go through fake friends, but being part of the team, especially this team, we build a family, like, and we are like real brothers. I don't, like, you was there, like, one particular play, like, somebody hit me, and before I can retaliate, like, one of my teammates retaliated. Like, it's because we're a brotherhood, and that's what I try to make sure. So that's the why behind this, and plus that's my favorite white guy.
I,
Anything he
I
needs of me, I
I
got
always
him.
said he's pretty fly for a white guy. But
Yeah.
there's a couple of questions, Travonn. I don't know if you know this, but there's a chat up here. Coach, we'll get back to you because you're very important, a part of this team. I promise you. But Penguin AZ wants to know if Travonn, did you play ball in college?
Yes, at Virginia Union University.
Okay. All right. And what up, Cap? Okay. Um, what church are you a assistant pastor at?
It's called New Faith Christian Fellowship,
Where's it located? What city is it in?
West Palm Beach, Florida.
Okay. And do you work with youth? Do you work? Is
Yeah,
there a?
all over. I'm all over with the youth department, the senior citizens, the elderly. I'm everywhere.
I like this guy, man. He's just. I like the integrity. Why is he playing? Basically, what I heard that it's his escape. Heard he loves it, but what I really heard is because he promised you that he would. How do you not dig this dude?
Like I said, I wouldn't. I don't know where we would be without him because he also helped bring players in. I played for so long and I met a lot of guys and had guys that trusted me, but the fact that I brought in some veterans that everyone else knows, they went and said, look, he's serious about this. We're going to make this a real team. We're going to compete. We're going to, I try and keep my word on everything I say. I told these guys they were going to have the nicest uniforms in the league. I did my best to deliver.
They are sharp, man. You guys look so sharp. I don't know if anybody could see those uniforms from the pictures and I promise that intro would be so bad, but they look so they could go to the prom. You could get married in that uniform. You could wear that thing to church on Sundays. I mean, that is how sharp those uniforms look. I'm sorry, Coach. I didn't mean to cut you off. Guys, I'll wear the jersey if I ever get one. I mean, I know if Travonn promised me one, I'd have it already, but promised me one, and but I did get that. Look at those. They are nice. You guys need to play a game in the rain, in the mud, in the pouring rain to make those look more football-ish and less
I would
like
love to play that
You
game.
guys could go straight down to the breakers and serve, as the maitre d' down there. You guys look sharp. I mean, I honestly, I was blown away. I really, as silly as it sounds, and Coach, you know this. You have to know this because I was with you right after the game. I was texting you, I think in the middle of the night. I was texting you the next morning. And I'm not going to lie to you, man. It was Saturday night. I was tired. And my partner who was supposed to go with me couldn't go. And I was like, gosh, I don't want to do this. But I made a commitment. And like Travonn said, that's why you do things. And when I got out there, I could not imagine being anywhere else that night. I mean, it was awesome seeing you guys, from talking to you for months now and sitting with you, Coach, in the restaurant where you were telling me your vision and the dream, and then meeting Joshua, seeing you guys, seeing Travonn, seeing the whole team come together and just play like that and then go down 6-0 and come. I mean, that defense was just, man, I can't wait till your offense just unleashes and Travonn is like Jerry Rice, T.O. I don't know who to.
We're definitely taking the steps in the right direction. I mean, our offensive line is kind of pieceworked. The right guard and right tackle are defensive linemen by trade. They're both D tackles. They stepped up to help us out. First game, we lost our right tackle. He hurt his knee. We don't know how long he's going to be out for. Then today, we were just informed that our starting left guard was in a car accident. So he's out for a couple of weeks with a tightened back and a sore arm. But we're going to make do. I mean, there was a player that was at the game that wanted to play for us. He added me on Facebook like a week and a half ago, came to the game on Saturday, and then messaged me yesterday and was like, I want to play. Kids from New York, played 10 years in semi-pro up there. And he's a team player, I can already tell. He said he plays offensive line and defensive line. He's like, wherever you need me, I'm there. So it's just going to be plug and play. And the big thing with the O-line is breaking down the film from this last game. They blocked 75% better than they did the first game. There were still a lot of mistakes that can be cleaned up. It comes down to the assignments and where they're supposed to go, being aware of what's around them. But like I said, they performed. We scored 2 touchdowns off of it. And we faced a lot of adversity during that game. When one of our players got punched in the face and there was a bunch of other stuff on the side, as soon as that was over, halftime was done, team refocused and they performed. And that right there shows the resiliency of this team. You go to some of these games and you see the sidelines, even for home games for some of these teams, they don't have the amount of people that we have. So to see, 45 plus guys on our sideline shows how much they bought into this and how willing they are to be here and want to win. So with that type of mentality, we're only going to get better week by week. We're a brand new team. We've played 2 games in our history of 11-man. I think by the time we hit week 6, week 7, everything's going to be full. All the cylinders are going to be firing. We're going to be scoring a lot of points, and that defense is still going to be stifling.
And you guys are doing this on 4 hours a week of practice.
2 hours on Tuesdays and 2 hours on Thursdays.
It's not like you guys are sitting around watching film and having classes. I mean, it's all on the field practice, correct?
Yeah, it's all on the field. There's some players that have been in college and know, film study. So as soon as the game was over on Saturday, hey, coach, when's the film going to be ready? So I uploaded the first half today on our Huddle account, and there's players already breaking down the film, seeing what they did wrong. So having those guys as well also helps us out because they're going to do their part to make sure that they make the plays that they need to make. And in return, they're also going to make sure that the guys around them are in the right positions doing the right thing.
All right, so let's go ahead to next week. My first question is, you guys have a 3.5 hour bus ride over there?
Yes, we do.
How do you, look, Travonn, I got to, as positive as you are and the commitment that you made, you got to be dreading 7 hours on a bus round trip, no?
Nah.
So what goes on the bus? Are everybody playing cards? Are they playing dominoes? Everybody taking a nap? I mean, what will happen on this ride over there? Are you guys going over game plan? I mean, what?
So
how does it go down? How do you focus after 3.5? I drive to Disney and I need to take a 4-hour nap. You guys drive a little bit further than that, and you guys are hitting a field.
A lot of guys will just sit on the buses and listen to music. Like they'll have their headphones in, they'll listen to music, kind of just zone out, so they're not wasting a lot of energy. Guys will take naps. For this weekend, I'm looking to get like bag lunches for all the players because 3.5 hour trip there, then play a football game, then 3.5 hours back. I don't want them going 12, 13 hours without food. So I'm going to go out of my pocket and I'm going to go buy, 55 bag lunches or go to Jimmy John's, whatever, and just grab a bunch of sandwiches so they have something in their system because we all know that, doing physical activity on an empty stomach isn't fun.
You got 500 from Bleacher Brothers. I'll sell you the money tomorrow. Just use it for the food. Use it for food.
For myself, okay. I'm going
not for you. For Travonn. Look how skinny he is. Turn sideways, man. You need linemen. He can't fill in on the line. You gotta put some meat on his bones, bro. Come on, man.
He can barely play wide receiver. Look how skinny he is. He's gonna get broken.
Yeah, he's fast though, and he's funny, man. He had me crying when he said if he was the quarterback. I forget exactly what he said. I wouldn't need it. I would run it, or I'd throw a pass or something.
So this week we go to St. Petersburg. We're actually like 4 blocks south of Tropicana Field, whatever they call the Tampa Bay Rays stadium.
Trop. Yeah, the Trop.
We play the Southside Bulldogs. They won this last year. The name before was the Southside Saints.
They sound tough just by the name.
It's going to be the battle of the black and gold because they're black and gold as well. Right now, my guys they're looking at the league website. Hey, Travonn, can you please be quiet? My guys, we're looking at the league website and they see the standings and this team, how, they haven't scored anything in 2 games and they've been scored on like 102 points. So they're getting over cocky. So I went on their schedule and I looked at who they played. I'm like, listen, guys, just because they've had that many points scored on them and they haven't scored, they've played 2 of the best teams in this league. Actually, one of the teams that they got beat by, Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie plays for. So that team is extremely talented. They hung.
Hey, this is the guy with all the kids?
Yeah, he played cornerback for the Jets.
He's got like 12 kids, that guy?
Yeah, he plays in this league.
Okay. Was it just him and his kids? Is that the team? He just got those his whole family?
No, so
I
had to kind of bring them back down to reality that regardless of who we're playing, act like they're the champion, but prepare like we're going to be the champions. So last week, like Travonn said, during practice, it was flat both days. Tuesday, we were doing running back drills, having them hit the holes. And the running backs looked like they were scared. They were tiptoeing. So they're in full gear. And I set up 2 pop-up defenders, and I make a hole for them to run through. I tell a couple of them to start running, hit the hole as hard as they can because you want to have that momentum where the linebacker's coming down on you and you're tiptoeing through the hole, you're going to get leveled. So you want to meet force with force. So after 2 guys running through, I got upset and I stood in that gap, no pads on, no helmet, no nothing. And I told my running back to run as hard as he could at me. So he did. And I laid the wood on him. Stopped practice because our defense was on the other side of the field. They heard the boom. And then I had the kid get up and do it again. And I leveled him again. And right after that, that's when our running backs really started taking it seriously with hitting the holes harder. And it actually showed the game.
You should be in the next Expendables movie. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I said you should be in the next Expendables movie. Oh, go ahead.
No, but doing that, it kind of livened up the running backs. They started running harder. They were taking it a little bit more seriously, and it translated into the game because I noticed some of these running backs that were tiptoeing, in the week before, they hit that hole as hard as they could. And they got yardage out of it. They didn't, turn the ball over. They played a lot better than they did the prior week. And that comes from the preparation. But I'm not going to lie, last week I was very worried about that game. That's what you call a trap game. The Lions are a good team. They're not amazing, but they are the type of team that if you fall asleep on it, they will beat you. So to get that focus back before the game, that was a huge thing. The guys, they really wanted it. Thursday night after practice, I flat out said, if you guys aren't ready for this game, let me know. Because we're not going to go out there and get embarrassed. And we have a thing where every once in a while, when I feel like the energy's kind of low, I'll be like, who's got my back? Let's say we got your back, then who's got their brother's backs? And we go through it. And then by the time it's done, everyone's back to being full of energy, ready to go. So I still think I have probably one of the most talented teams in this league, especially with the youth. That's going to play a huge factor for us because we're playing teams that have veterans that have been playing for a long time. I think the youth is going to beat that, and we have a lot of speed. I mean, the guys fly all over the place. So I think Saturday we come out with a big win. Go up 2-1 and really make a statement for this league that we're here to play and we're here to stay.
And so Travonn, let me ask you, if you win the championship this year, if you guys win the title, do you retire and go out on top?
Yeah, I'm done.
Hell, I retire.
Yeah, I'm done.
You retire, man. You own the holding coach, and you're just getting started. You're not retiring, so you're done playing. But are you done with football?
No, I'm gonna stick around as long as he keeps the team running. I'm gonna be right with him.
We plan on keeping this team going for as long as possible. Change as many lives as we can.
Both of you guys and everybody watching this, but the people that are local, because I see names in here and I don't know who these names are, so that I'm hoping they're local. We need to spread the word about the show on Monday nights because no one knew about it before I went in the stands and interviewed a couple of the coaches and whatnot afterwards. And as I get more comfortable with the team, I'll start interviewing the players and blah, 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 blah. But the more people we drive to this, then they'll drive people to it, who will drive people to it. And that will raise awareness. And that's where, I mean, how awesome would it be to fill those bleachers up?
Oh, it'd be absolutely amazing. And the venue is, if anyone saw the videos and pictures, the venue is beautiful. I mean, we have an amazing field, turf field that was done by the Village of Wellington. If we were able to pack those stands out, that's probably 3,000 people that can fit in there. And I think that would really liven up the games. Players feed off of energy. They hear the crowd cheering, they're going to feed off that. They hear the crowd booing, for opposing teams, they're going to hang their heads. So we're trying to get that home field advantage. I was very happy with the crowd that we had, the amount of people we had for the first game, considering we didn't get approval from the school board until 3 days before the game. So it was scramble mode from there. But we're set for the next home game next week, and we get to play a rival that hasn't really become a rival yet, but it's already a rival off the field.
I am thrilled and excited. And look, what time is the game on Saturday in St. Pete?
7 p.m. in St. Pete.
7 p.m. in St. Pete. God.
Yeah, don't remind me.
I'm just thinking about me. That's all.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna try. I mean, once you're in, and I'm in. You guys are the Capos. It's like what they say in Godfather. As soon as you think you're out, they bring you back in. He says he's gonna retire. He's gonna be like Tom Brady. He'll be coming back he'll be 46 years old, still be playing wide receiver for you. So,
the
Guy,
funny thing about that is he calls Tom Brady his grandfather.
Well, one day and you know what's funny, Travonn? Don't take this the wrong way though. Some of the kids on the team, they're probably calling you grandpa.
They do. I'm the second oldest on the team, so yeah.
Man, I
Who's
turned
older than you
yesterday. So
one's older than me by 3 weeks.
So I'm looking at the comments in the chat here. Let's go. This is awesome. Inspiration, blah, blah, blah. These guys are out there playing for the love of the game. There's a tip button down at the bottom of the screen, and everybody watches my shows. I don't do this. $2, $5, $10, $20. Buy somebody lunch. Buy these guys. Support the team. You want to support the team, especially if you're not local. If you can't show up to the games, support the team. Show.
And I know last show people were asking about shirts and hats. We do have shirts in stock now. I'm going to add them. I'll figure out a way to post them if anyone wants to buy some to support. The hats, unfortunately, aren't done yet. It was a pretty big order, so we kind of overwhelmed the place. So we'll have those probably by next week. We'll have snapbacks and flex fit fitted hats in black and white. And then the shirt that AJ has, we have that in white as well.
The shirt is comfortable. I hope I don't mess you up, but I'm walking in that place tomorrow. I'm placing a gigantic Bleacher Brother order too for hats.
You should.
Shirts.
Well, my shirts are pretty good.
The shirts are great. The hat is great. It's it's phenomenal, man. I'm excited to be a part of this. And
we're excited to have you a part of it. I mean, having you on the sideline taking video and seeing the excitement from you watching the game and really supporting was definitely a big deal to me, and I know it's a big deal to a lot of those players as well.
Well, I like meeting. I mean, obviously we've known each other a very long time, but I love meeting guys like Travonn, and I love not just meeting him, just hearing his story and why. And I look forward to hopefully being able to actually get to know the guy a little bit, because he seems like the kind of cat that I relate to, which is, to have a passion, go all in, and keep your word. I mean, what else is there?
And that's what it's supposed to be. A man's word is his bond. And Travonn definitely stuck to that.
I think somebody in the audience here forget about $20 for a meal. Somebody should step up and purchase a tour bus for these guys. No, not even a tour bus, a plane. Somebody charter a plane. Call Delta right now, American Airlines, get a used plane. They fly to St. Pete. I mean, these guys got families, they got work. It's not like they're getting paid $4 million a game like some other people. So, but no, anyway, that someone can support the team. I'm sure you guys are
If
absolutely
anyone's got a
great.
connection with charter buses, that would be amazing because the price of the charter bus that we have for this weekend was astronomical. So if anyone's got a connection with tour bus or charter buses, that would be great. Even if we get them at a discounted rate.
We got to do some serious fundraising between now and the beginning of season 2 also, so that when you go into season 2, all of this is squared away ahead of time. And you don't
There's
have to worry
something
about
already in the works that might cover the whole season without anything else.
If you're going to tell me that ESPN or Fox Sports is going to come in and pay you a bunch of money and Bleacher Brothers is going to get bumped out, I'm going to
Bleacher
go
Brothers
back.
never gets bumped out.
Okay. All right. Because we are who we are.
Bleacher Brothers is the biggest supporter of the Palm Beach Capos. So they will never go anywhere.
Well, I love what you guys are doing. So, Travonn, is there anything that you want to, I don't want to use the word plug because plug might not be a good word, but is anything going on at the church? Anything happening? Somebody local needs to go to church because we all do need to get ourselves right, not just on Sunday mornings, but every morning. Anything you want to put out there other than football?
We do like a word explosion every Thursday night. It's like a in person like Bible studies. Every Monday night, I'm kind of getting in trouble right now, but it's cool. Every Monday night we do a prayer call on Zoom. So as soon as we finish up with this, I have to jump on that call.
Okay.
But other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it. Thursday night we do like a live Bible studies, like a word explosion. We call it word explosion. Something that'll help you, get through the week. Besides waiting on Sundays to go to church, and then every Monday night, we do 1 hour, probably an hour and a half, like a little prayer call. So Zoom. So anybody who wants to join, my name is Travonn McDonald. You can look me up on Facebook, and I can always send you out the link. And if you want to join.
Coach, can you get this info from him? Send it to me, and then I'll
Absolutely.
post it on Bleacher Brothers information also.
Absolutely.
So look, I'm enjoying being a part of this. I think that this show, people are enjoying it because you got a big crowd in here right now. There's a lot of names I don't know, so it's not just the usual suspects. And I hope that we have Travonn back here, and I hope we start bringing more and more stars of the week and stars of the game and the whole 9 yards. So it's your show, Coach. I'm doing all the talking, but it's your show. So I'm going to shut up and I'm going to let you wrap it or do whatever you want here.
First of all, I appreciate everyone that's watching this. The more awareness we get for this team, the more eyes are on these guys. And the more eyes means more opportunities for them, whether it's football or outside of football. The biggest thing for us is bettering their lives and making them better men. So for you guys watching, that's amazing that you guys are, becoming fans and watching this and supporting. Also, I see Penguin said he gave Capos football and AJ just the tip. You can give AJ just the tip. Thank you for the support as well.
I don't need a tip.
We're gonna go out. We're gonna go out Saturday, and we're gonna play Capo football. Defense is gonna fly around the field, create some turnovers. I did find out that we had 5 sacks total in the last game. It was 2.5 sacks each from both of our DNs. Well, one of them was an outside linebacker. But to see that was amazing. 5 sacks, that's a good game for our defense. And they're only going to get better. We're going to get better on the offense. Our special teams is going to get better. We're going to correct the mistakes, limit the turnovers, limit the penalties, and we're going to put up a lot of points this season.
Well, I do have one more question for Travonn. All right. Am I saying it right, Travonn, or is it Travonn?
Either one. They use both.
You can just call him Baby Gap.
Baby Gap?
Baby Gap.
Okay. I know that you're locked in when you're on the field. but there's music playing coming out of the booth there. Did you catch it? What'd you think of that playlist? I mean, it was like Garth Brooks and then Snoop Dogg and then back to I think I heard the Achy Breaky Heart at one point, and then it was Coolio. I mean, it's I don't know who. What'd you think of that playlist? Did that work? Did that not work? It seemed very like
I
shuffled
love
to
it.
me.
I mean, it was straight to me. Some of it I paid attention to. Some of it I didn't pay attention to. But me overall, I'm like the goofy class clown. So it don't matter what music you put on. I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna have fun, and I'm gonna make sure that I keep the energy real high with everybody. So whatever playlist that was, or whoever created it, do it again. Do it again. It was straight to me.
Cool. Awesome. Well, Travonn, I know that you have somebody way more important to get on a show with, other than me and the coach. So we're gonna let you go. Is that cool, Coach? And then me and the coach will wrap it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, cool. Hey, I appreciate it. It was my honor to meet you, and I'm looking forward to getting to know you a little bit.
Likewise. Gentlemen, have a good night. Brent,
All
I'll
right.
see you in the HR chat.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Good dude.
Very good dude.
Oh, yeah. Whoa! It just showed me right here. Penguin AZ contributed $400,000. Is that correct, Penguin?
Hey, he bought us a plane.
I didn't know you a plane for 400,000. No,
I mean, a third of a plane.
you might be able to get a crew for 400,000, but
Nah,
no, I don't see that. I'm just joking. But Penguin's the type of dude that if he had 400,000, I know this guy, he would give it. He's a really good dude.
Nah, I could tell from the comments he's always very supportive and a good dude.
Oh,
And he followed us on Instagram too, so that was cool.
dude, I was tweeting and Facebooking, and I don't know what the heck else, but I was putting the score out constantly throughout the game. I mean, if I can get a crew just like you guys, we're restarting Bleacher Brothers. We shut this thing down 13 years ago, and now we're coming back. But if we can get a crew, we'll live tweet the games, we'll live stream the games, we will go nuts at this thing because that will draw people in and people to you. And my head has been spinning all day long on
Mine
ways
too.
to bring you exposure. So at some point, we need to hook up this week in person somehow for a few things. One, to straighten out the no filter glitches that we have, and two, to talk some Capo business. Even though I'm not really part of Capo business.
Oh no, you're part of Capo business.
I know.
You're definitely a part of the Capo business, because without you, we wouldn't have the exposure that we have right now.
So who do if I'm part of the family, am I a captain? Am I a foot soldier? I mean, who do I need to whack to move up the ladder here?
You'd have to whack me.
Well, no. Are you the boss? I got the impression you're more like the underboss, but that's.
I mean, technically, yeah.
Usually the underboss whacks the boss, and then he becomes boss, and then it's the underboss that whacked the boss that ends up doing life in prison. And then a guy like me slides in and goes low profile, and we just come up with some stock scams and ride off into the sunset. So I think a position.
The mafia does not exist anymore.
The mafia never existed. I'm from New Jersey and New York. I know there's no such thing as the mafia.
There's no such thing as the mob.
No, not at all.
These are all just theoreticals.
It's just they're just like dinosaurs and aliens, except actually there are aliens, and Joe Biden keeps shooting them out of the air lately. But
well, I mean, there's dinosaurs too, Joe Biden.
That's good, man. Comedy might be your thing. So Coach will be doing the Coach's Comedy Hour every Thursday night at 11 p.m.
I can't do Thursdays. I got practice.
I said at 11 p.m. You'll be home by 11 p.m.
I don't know. We do coaches meetings after.
Wow.
And then I got to come home and take care of the little Velociraptor.
The little what?
My little Velociraptor.
Who's that? Your shepherd who's right there?
Yeah, he's right here, sitting at my feet.
Man, we want a shepherd so bad.
I have a great breeder if you want one.
I'm full right now, right? I have 2 brand new rescues. The golden that we have, we rescued from Big Dog Ranch. He was broken out of China. He was born and bred to become an egg roll.
Yeah, the meat market thing.
Yeah, so I don't know how you don't get a lot of info, but somebody went in there like Jason Bourne, Jack Bauer style, middle of the night, stole hundreds of dogs that were going to be chop suey the next day, got them here. He's so sweet, he's so lovable, but man, this dog is dumb as a box of rocks because my other two dogs that passed last year, they were like people. You could talk to them like people. They understood everything. This guy, I mean, I don't even. We have him 7 months. I think he barely knows his name,
Well,
but I
it
love
probably
him.
has to do with his life, how he was raised prior to you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For sure. For sure. And then we get this other one that this is not a show about dogs, but I'll tell you real quick. Because you're a dog guy. So both of ours passed. Our first one that I was super attached to. Like everyone has a soulmate, they say in life.
Mm-hmm.
My dog Rocky was my soulmate.
I remember Rocky.
Yeah, and Rocky ended up getting Lou Gehrig's disease for dogs, and it was really bad. I mean, at the end, mentally he was all there, but his body just gave away. So having to put him down was like the hardest decision I ever made in my life. But then we had Dexter, and we're like, all right, Dexter, you're getting old, but you're still gonna be around for a while. And like 4 months later, it was like I came home from work, and Dexter was defecating all over himself and all over the house, and I know what that means. We
Yeah.
rushed him, and they said tumor, this, that, and we had to put him down. So we gave it a few months. We went to the rescue, and this dog Marley picked us. So we said, okay, Marley. Got the story on Marley, 6 years old. His owner had just passed away, so he just got dropped off at the shelter.
Uh-huh.
But Marley was an emotional support dog. So now we thought, oh, that's kind of cool. Marley it's like a magnet. Marley wants to be on top of you all the time. He wants to guide you when you walk. He wants to make sure that you're okay. But 7 months we've had Marley, and Saturday was the first day he's barked. He never barked, and he barked once because he saw a lizard. He's a Vizsla, and they're hunting dogs. So he saw this lizard, and he went to attack it, and he went, oh, and went after it. And me and Axel, we just looked at each other like, what the hell just happened? I mean, Marley barked. But Marley's not that smart either. So I went from two really intelligent dogs to two dopes, and we love Germans. Dexter was a half lab and half shepherd. So we love shepherds. I think I said I love Goldens, but I love all the freaking dogs. It don't matter. But
Yeah, I do too, except Chihuahuas because they're rats with lift kits.
well, they're useful. Any dog that you can fit in your pocketbook, I have no use for.
True.
But anyway, that is a way to connect the team. We should talk about this off the show, but that's a way. I have a connection with a rescue, which is a gigantic rescue out there by you, like one of the biggest
I know
rescues in
you're
the
talking
country.
about, yeah.
And they money, not the rescue. The rescue has no money. Well, the supporters. So if the Capos we kind of coordinated the Capos with the rescue, and there was a volunteer, something.
Maybe do an adoption event.
Yeah, something. Or you just take the two. I mean, did you used to work with us when I would shut the office down and make everybody go and volunteer? Were you ever
Yeah,
at
but
one
I
of
was
those
out of
events?
town. I had to go out. I was out of town whenever you did that when I worked for you.
How convenient for you, huh?
I was on the road selling for you.
Yeah, that's true. That's right.
I was scaring people to buy stuff.
You were, man. You were, and you were darn good at it, man. And I miss you, but I'm glad that we hooked back up. So anyway, we don't need to go down memory lane. These guys have other stuff to do. And Stephen Luker's retro TV ads is coming up in about an hour. So make sure you tune. Stephen Luker's retro and play action reel. Their retro TV ads, Brent. If you have time on a Monday, I know you're busy, but at some point you'll have a Monday night. Tune into the show. It's entertaining. But long story short, they've been doing the show for about a year, and let's just say that their ratings were not great. And we hooked up with them, and I started doing some heavy duty sort of behind the scenes SEO marketing and whatnot. And Luker sent me a message earlier, a couple hours ago. Last week's show has got 1,000 views on YouTube. So that's pretty, that's like
awesome.
real. Yeah, that's really exciting. So we got a good little community here. We're growing. So anyway, we're excited about you, not Luker right now. We'll be excited about him later. And everybody tune back in next Monday night at 7 p.m. Hopefully for another victory lap. And we'll have more guests. I'm sure, Coach, you'll have at least one more guest or another coach or another player. Or
we should have our offensive coordinator next week. He had a game tonight, so he couldn't be on. And then we'll bring on another player or star player, whatever we can figure out.
Awesome. Cool. Well, congrats on your first victory.
Thank you. First of
I
many.
will exactly first of many. I'll reach out to you tomorrow, and I look forward to seeing you again on here next Monday night at 7:00.
Awesome. Have a great night.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.